How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the channel. We're gonna check out some more of these TikTokers.
Did you think it was crazy to think these buildings were all bigger than you can see? Did you think they were just AI generated? Are you ready to have your mind blown? Call it what you want. Being at the right place at the right time? I don't believe in coincidences. We are being shown the truth. I was upset at first about the construction because we wouldn't be able to go inside or get up close to the building until I took my camera across the road and I couldn't believe my eyes. Call it what you want, but timing is everything. The old world exposed underground, showing us that these buildings are massive, so much bigger than we can see underground. And this hole right here in the side of the building looks like yet another tunnel entrance. Is this a tunnel that we just got on camera? If you're unsure, again, I'm going to recommend it. After this episode, I suggest watching episode 42, Tunnels Below Our Feet. Did they just destroy a tunnel with this construction process? To me, that is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, I definitely recommend my lunch break. I've watched quite a few of his videos. About the tunnels. What do you think? You think it's just a bunch of connected buildings underneath the ground? Like I think there's like tunnels too. Like that have been dug out, like old ones, or whatever. But tell me what you think.
In my earlier videos, I have shown how the Earth's field is possibly changing the structure of the waters above into the firmament. I have also shown how the firmament is the hard drive to our reality. I have also shown how they are weakening the firmament, which would also be deleting the data to our reality. But I've been thinking, what will happen when the sky scrolls back as it says in the Bible? Will everything be deleted, including the earth, and we all fall into the bottomless pit?
Look at Hebrews 26 through 28. Once again, I will shake not only the earth, but the heavens also. This means that all of creation will be shaken and removed, so that only unshakable things will remain. Look at Hebrews 26 through 28. Once again, I will shake not only the earth, but the heavens also. This means that all of creation will be shaken and removed, so that only unshakable things will remain.
Yeah, that's at the great white throne judgment, right? Uh, I don't know. I've never heard about it being uh like holding our data like a hard drive or anything like that. Never heard that before, I don't think.
Of the Mandela effect. For those unfamiliar, the Mandela effect is when certain details in reality appear to change, not because of growth or natural alterations, but in ways that challenge our memories and known facts. One man experienced this firsthand while using his old phone to scan various packaging. What he discovered was quite shocking. The phone camera revealed changes in brand names, logos, and even historical records. For example, when he looked up a Wikipedia page, it stated that Nelson Mandela had died in 1987, but in reality, Mandela passed away in 2013. This phenomenon is named after him because many people had a false memory of his death long before it actually occurred. Other examples include classic brands like the Berenstain Bears, which many recall being spelt as Berenstein and the Land O'Lakes butter wrapper. Though through the phone, the packaging showed an image of a Native American woman, but when viewed with the naked eye, she was missing from the actual product. The footage captured these strange occurrences in real time. It feels like reality itself is being rewritten, small, subtle shifts that leave us questioning what we think we know. Could it be glitches in our perception, or is it something truly altering our reality? What do you think is happening here?
I would love to have an old phone like that to see if that stuff really happens. Um, you know how they say like everything gives off a frequency, right? Like colors, everything you see is a frequency, right? So, like, wouldn't this mean that they're messing with the frequencies? Like, I think a lot of people already think that anyway, but um, Yeah, I don't know.
Theory that the Hoover Dam is secretly a demonic throne and that the government put angels there to cover it up. When you go to the Hoover Dam, you're gonna see something really odd. There's a spot that has two giant winged statues made out of bronze. They look like angels, right? They are technically called the winged figures of the Republic, but this is the weird part. No one officially says what they are. They're not angels, they're not demons, they're figures. And that's not random. There's actually a floor underneath them that is a cosmic map. It shows the exact alignment of the stars the day that the dam was completed. Like they wanted like aliens or gods to find this later. You'd think it's just some like artsy little design, right? But the guy who made that design said that this is specifically supposed to last for thousands of years. Like that design was supposed to outlive our civilization. And this is where it gets a little darker. People also call this place the throne of the devil. But why would a dam need a cosmic star map and then two 20, 30-foot bronze guardians? And then all of these like occult looking type symbols. Well, get this. So over 100 workers died while building the dam. And some people do believe that their bodies were sealed into the concrete and that they were considered to be sacrifices to bless the sculpture. And then on top of all of this, the location of these statues don't really make any sense. Like, why would they have these big designs at a power plant? And if you're religious, you also have to remember Satan was originally an angel. Another crazy thing to note is that the Hoover Dam has been featured in dozens of end-of-the-world movies, disaster scenes, and games. It has always been the center of destruction and secret technology. And then it's like, is that a coincidence, or is it programming for us to see it as the key to something? Even the name Hoover comes from a president who was involved in major US power shifts, literal power and electricity. And this makes you wonder if the government is trying to hide in plain sight. Massive monuments with spiritual symbolism built into them. Government approved, celebrated, protected, and most of us never even question it. So when you pass by and you take a little selfie, you don't even realize you are standing on what some call a throne. But the question remains, a throne for who exactly? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and follow for more.
You guys ever been to the Hoover Dam? I haven't. But like in like the 200 fallen angels, their like seats are in Astana or Kazakhstan, I think's the name of it. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Tell me in the comments.
I found this book at the local antique shop yesterday, and it was written in 1926 by Major General Count Sherip Spiridov.
Sorry for pausing it. I've looked for old books like this. I usually can't ever find old books like this, especially from like the 1700s or something, right? Like I do have some from the like later 1800s, early 1900s, but they're like fiction stories, which I'd like to go through them just because even in fiction stories, like the way they describe things is still, um, it kind of shows how everything was at that time period, right? Like how like books these days might talk about like computers or like a location a certain way. Anyways, here we go.
Ovich, the secret world government, or the hidden hand, unrevealed in history, 100 historical mysteries explained. This man is explaining that there's a hidden hand, there's a secret government, and they are of the nature of the individuals who are taking over now, the blues with a J, that they are the ones that have been running society because they made a pact with a god. He calls it Satan, but that's his position. But I want to read to you this very specific. I have to be careful about what I really was trying to debate whether to put this on the internet at all, because it could really get me in trouble. But this particular page, I just want you to see this particular part where he says right here, he's talking about proof of the existence of this invisible world government, this hidden hand. He says, The world is governed by very different personages from what is imagined by those who are not behind the scenes, i.e., not by kings and ministers. Disraeli said not others, but different, which means not the kings, ministers, or other similar men, but absolutely different, possibly even of a different race. Who they are must be known first of all, and only then can we control them and establish peace, but not before. You know how I'm always saying I'm calling them creatures and creeps, and I'm saying they're not human. I don't know what they are, and this has been my biggest reason around this. I ain't unifying because I don't know what these things are. This apparently has been known, and this has nothing to do with religion. I'm not talking about religion or race. I'm talking about like a species of a soul or something that's on this planet. And that's what he's talking about here. Yeah, he says, Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor, perceived the existence of invisible forces, but could not or did not wish to formulate them, and called them imponderabilia, powers which no one could fathom. I think I saw where you could get this book, like a free PDF, and read it. I didn't try the link, but I did see something come up in my Google search about it, so maybe you can find it and read it. I don't know how available it is to get your hands on, but this is a very valuable book. He says I haven't finished reading yet, but it looks like he's about to tell us why France and Russia went into the War of 1812. He said it was a hidden hand that organized it. He says earlier also that the Civil War was absolutely 100% organized, and nothing about that was organic or true as far as the version of the story that they told. But yes, I recommend if you could get your hands on this book. If you Google this guy, it's going to say he's racist and anti semi-truck. But that's because of what he says in this book.
Lizard people. That's what they are. You know, that's probably what they are. I don't know. I know, like, it, you know, the whole Khazars, right? That, you know, how a lot of them turned into the who she was talking about, the fake Jews, right? And what they were like, people feared even going through their land because they were like barbarians, like they would R word and unalive a lot of people, right? So like people like, and I think there was like trade routes that went through their land, so they'd like unalive the people coming through and then take over their crap and go and trade it and like establish connections with other countries that way.
Watching this video, you are never going to look at cats the same way again, and you may have an idea as to why the ancient Egyptians were so into these strange creatures. So when it comes to cats, we all know they have slitted pupils, right? And if you're like me, you're thinking like a house cat has to be related to like big cats, right? And then maybe they came from them somehow. At least in the theory of evolution, it'd be like they'd all be quite related. But we know cats have slitted pupils. But did you know that big cats do not have slitted pupils? Lions have round pupils just like us. But you know what other creatures have slitted pupils? Reptiles, specifically snakes and crocodiles. And I'm not kidding you, cats are like one of the only creatures that has slitted pupils other than snakes and crocodiles. But wait a minute, cats also hiss like a snake. They hiss like a snake, and they also love mice. Also, many ancient cultures believed that cats had like extra abilities than just physical, like they had some type of mental abilities going on. And I guarantee in your life, if you've had a cat, you know sometimes they just stare in a corner or they're affected by something in the room that you can't see, and it's a little...
Why'd it cut off? I think that's the end of that clip. Hey, that's crazy too, because like, you know, I've had cats and you know, they're cool sometimes, but other times they just suck, right? Kind of nasty, really. But yeah, I mean, you get a lot of similarities with snakes. You think they're like a hybrid or something, like a, you know, genetically modified between like a snake and a lion or something?
taking a selfie photo isn't actually an accurate depiction of what you look like. In fact, it makes your nose look bigger and it also hides your ears. And it's called perception distortion. And while the image on the right might be what you look like in real life, the image on the left is what you see when you take a selfie. And part of the problem here is that iPhone cameras are tiny and they use a wide angle lens. And this lens acts like a vacuum, sucking in as much as it can into the photo, creating a barrel distortion. And to give you some reference, this is a photo of me on an actual camera, and below is a me using a green screen with the camera right in front of my face. And you'll notice that on a selfie camera, your nose tends to be a little bit bigger, your ears are peeled back, and your chin also looks a little bit smaller. In fact, researchers from Stanford have found that if you take a selfie from 12 inches away, your nose actually increases by 30% in size. And this is why people often complain that they look different in selfies versus the real life. And in general, the iPhone lens on your camera is between 20 to 24 millimeters, which is extremely wide. And most experts agree that the most natural view of your face is around 50 millimeters. And at around this length, you get a really good description of what you actually look like in real life. And if you also have a habit of moving your camera way too close to your face like I do, this also increases the middle of your face by up to 19%. And if you want a really accurate depiction of your face, make sure to step back at least 5 feet, turn on lens correction, as well as make sure to zoom in.
I know the iPhone camera, I think it makes me look weird when I use it. Um, like I guess what he was talking about. Anyways, I had a couple more clips, but they're being gay, so I can't get them on and get them to work. But anyways, I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Come back again. I'm gonna be posting more, and God bless you and your families. Thank you.